Hello and welcome back. My name is Rebecca and today I'm going to show you a super simple, very beginner level tumbler. Everything used in this tutorial today is going to be from AB Designs and the link will be down in the description for you below. For this tutorial today, I am going to be using a sublimated tumbler, which is perfectly fine. You just want to make sure that you sand it first. So I'm going to start off by placing my vinyl first, which you can see takes up more than half the tumbler, as I really wanted this particular design to stand out. Placing my vinyl and wrapping it around the tumbler, I like to try to leave just a bit of a hair of the rim exposed, and this way I don't have to worry about sanding it out later. When placing the vinyl, you really just want to make sure that you don't have any wrinkles, and if you end up with any air pockets, we're just going to use our weeding pen and or X-Acto knife and pop those out. Once you have this wrapped around the tumbler, you might need to use your X-Acto knife to trim up the seam, though I cut this precisely so I could skip that step. Then I have the whole thing masked off because we're going to spray paint the bottom using Color Shot, the black tie affair. Once I have this tumbler painted, I'm immediately going to remove all my masking as well as my tape and allow this to fully dry before moving on. So because I used Color Shot, you guys all know it dries super quick. So we were able to go right in about 30 to 40 minutes and go ahead and epoxy this tumbler. For my first coat of epoxy, I am going to be using the Fast Set from Counterculture DIY. Now, I decided to not add any glitter to my epoxy at this point. However, you absolutely could to give everything a little bit of a shine. Because I'm using Fast Set, in about 3 hours, I can easily come back in and start the design phase of all my tumblers. However, depending on your craft room temperature, as well as the type of epoxy that you use, your times will vary. With all of your epoxy coats, make sure you use your heat torch to pop any bubbles that you may or may not be able to see. Once your tumbler is fully cured, it's now time to place the decal. I decided to go with the little matchy-matchy for this one from AB Designs as well, and because they have now come out with white ink backs for their decals, you can see this on a solid black spray paint. So here's just another angle as it's a little bit easier for you guys to see instead of the overhead shot, just me placing the decal onto the tumbler. Most importantly, we're just making sure that we don't have any air pockets that you would be able to see once you've placed your next coat of epoxy. To give this tumbler a very completed look, I decided to go in with this really pretty metallic red nail tape from AB Designs. If you don't have nail tape, you can absolutely use vinyl. Never mind my little bottom, I did have to mask everything off, tape it up to protect from overspray so that I could re-spray paint that bottom and make it look really nice and clean. Once I touched up the bottom with spray paint and it fully dried, we were then ready for its next coat of epoxy. For this coat of epoxy, I am using Fast Set from Counterculture DIY. Once again, for this tumbler, I did decide not to add any glitter, but again, you absolutely could and give everything a really nice shine. I just wanted to have a glitter-free tumbler, and I absolutely love the way that she turned out. It's super elegant, super classy, and very, very beginner friendly. As always, be sure to use your heat torch to pop any bubbles you may or may not be able to see. Allow this to fully cure and your tumbler is complete. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and if so, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Be sure to come back tomorrow as I have another Christmas tutorial to share with you. Again, thank you so much for watching. Merry Christmas, and see you next time.